Good morning. I was just thinking about the spiritually discerned ones. What does that mean when you look at the etymology of the word? How that ties into all the stuff I've talked about in my videos with world religions and mathematics, and how it all ties together, spirituality, and the word disciple is synonymous with the discerned ones, or the learners. And Jesus had his disciples, which, if you watch a lot of my videos when I talk about this stuff, I believe that this knowledge is the Christ consciousness. It's the legacy left behind of rising the consciousness of man. The old mystery schools, you go through the doorways, or the entrances, and most often they were shaped like, psychedelic mushrooms, and they'd often have the eye of providence, or the eye of foresight, or the eye of God, or the eye of the gods over the top of the doorway. Much like I made a video about an old Bible that I have that has a picture of the gates of Zion, and I showed you the mushroom gills and all that stuff at the doorways. But if you look up the word disciple, it's synonymous with the learners and stuff, but it's also synonymous with the word I don't know if I'm saying it right, Mathetes. And that's sometimes the disciples, or the teachers, or the learners, or the students were also referred to in old times as Mathetes, which is a Greek word for student or learner or disciple. And it's also where we get the word math from. And these guys were seeking, like I said, spiritual discernment. And you can also look at that as spiritual Mathetes, or spiral mathematics. And the year of our Lord, the imperial system of knowledge, is based entirely on that spirit, spiral mathematics, and you being the center of the universe, of the logos, and your body proportions reflecting, being built in the image. So there's definitely something that's been passed down through through history, or through our forefathers, into what we call today's schools. Where do the fish gather? That symbol for the Jesus fish is also the basic understanding of the Vesica Pisces, which is where most of this knowledge unfolds, and it leads you into the higher arts and higher learning. And we all go to school to learn this stuff, where the fish go. It's an interesting thing, but these are the kind of things I think about in the morning when I wake up and having coffee and just chilling. But it all ties together. I think there's been a legacy of trying to wake up man's conscious from the early times of the early mystery schools. Just a moment, I'll be right there. So making a video about it so I don't forget.
You're such a brat.
I'm in the middle of it. Hold on. I can't forget. I was talking to my wife about this. So, in the old days, when we'd there's been this legacy of us trying to raise our consciousness and our awareness through the ancient masters, through the magi, through the teachers, which are basically just the students that grow up and pass down the knowledge. And we used to go to these mystery schools to learn, and there was definitely use of psychedelic elixirs. And also, the temples were built in a way so that they were acoustically designed and potentially electromagnetically dynamically designed to change our bioelectrically and biophysically change our chemistry as we move through the temples and we experience these different levels of awareness that are taught through us through piety and philosophy and religion and the rebinding of knowledge. But I think it's been forgotten, in some areas, how it all ties together, and that's why the church and the schools have split up. But if you just look into the words, there's some ways to unravel all the mysteries. You know what I'm saying? Find things that are together. But I see a lot of these guys on YouTube that try to teach ancient history, and they'll take a word and just twist it and get lost in it. If you can't look up the word yourself and study the etymology and find the connections that the guy is talking about, if he's just connecting this word to that word to this word to this word without actually, and you might just think that he's making false connections there. So take the time to look up the words that these people are using and find what is actually synonymous with the word. Studying the etymology will expand your mind. It actually is part of the trivium and that whole grammar before logic and rhetoric thing. When you dive into the deeper meaning and understanding of the word through etymology, it all starts to make more sense. But I don't know, that's enough rambling for today. Have a great day, people. Be blessed.